Bop, 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 bop. You know what it is. It's Cheeto Fight Week, my boys. Let's get it. The action man is set. San Diego Arena Complexion. It's called the Pachanga Arena. He's going out there against Dominic Cruz. It's going to be a banger. Let's start off with the main card picks from the bottom to the top. Work our way up to that spectacular main event with the Stallion future champ. We're going to rip off the main card with Yasmin Yurgui against Yasmin Lucindo. Okay, so different ways of saying Yasmin. I'll take the 8-0 chick from Mexico because I feel like she's going to have some fire, but don't at me. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah. I am also gonna go with Yasmin Waragui. She's fighting pretty good competition. And the thing that I like is she is getting knockouts pretty early on. So that tells me she's coming in there, uh, looking to get after it right away, and these girls are not wanting the smoke from her. Um, it's hard to find footage. You're kind of going off of the sheets, looking at opponents' records that they're fighting. They're both fighting pretty decent competition. Jasmine Hargui is just having better results time in and time out. So that's gonna be my pick in this one.
Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, give me Yasmin Yoregui. Um, yeah, I mean, I just have a feeling. I don't know. Let me see where the other Yasmin Lucindo is from. All right, so we got a Brazilian, 13-4 against the Yasmin Mexican, 8-0. So I'm gonna ride with Yasmin. Got some knockouts under her belt, and she's undefeated. Let's go.
Let's go. Another female boot. We're gonna rip right into this next one. We got Nina Nunez, 10-7, coming out against Cynthia Calvillo. Cynthia Calvillo is now 9-4-1. Nina Nunez is 10-7. I think Nina Nunez is on full mommy duty. I think that anybody that thinks she's gonna come out looking anything better than she has is tripping a little bit. I think that with Amanda looking so good, one of them is gonna have to take the slack. So I think Cynthia Calvillo, after a tough loss, is gonna come bounce back and have her way. She might get a knockout. I like the way she throws her hands, and I like her aggression. So I think she might be live for a finish in this fight. Give me Cynthia Calvillo. The line is about minus 175. So yeah, I'd still take that, honestly. Goosey, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Cynthia Calvillo in this one. I think she's more locked into her career at this point. Um, for Nina Nunez, it seems like she's been on the docket of a lot of these cards, and then her fights have been falling off last minute, and they keep getting pushed back a few weeks here and a few weeks there. And I think it's just going to be hard to be locked in. On the feet, they're pretty close. I would give the edge to Nunez, but the ability to mix it up, I will give to Cynthia Calvillo. I think she's got a little stronger ground game. Um, and she's got more power. So I think in the sport of mixed martial arts, I'm going to take the fighter that can mix it up a little better, and I'm going to go Cynthia Calvillo here.
Let's go. Fishman, what do you got?
Is this one at oh this one's at flyweight, and Nino was a strawweight previously. Yeah, give me Calvillo, and yeah, just for the same reasons you guys said. Just recently had a baby, and you got to be taking care of your baby. So give me Calvillo.
All right, let's move right into the next boot. This one's gonna be a scrap and a half. Light heavyweight scrap. We have got Devin Clark, 13-6, coming out against Azamat Mirzakhanov, 11-0. Prospect. Man's a problem. Knocked out my boy Tafon Nchokwu with a flying knee in the third round in a fight he was losing. I do think that Azamat is still a little prime in his career. I think that Devin Clark is going to be the seasoned fighter in this matchup. I don't think he's going to be intimidated. I think he's going to be the bigger man. I think that his kind of pressure wrestling, suffocate, is going to be effective, man. I think that he's going to be able to close the distance in this fight. I think he'll be able to weave those jump knees, those split second things that are going to be happening after seeing what just happened to Tuffhan. And I think that Devin Clark's a live dog in this. So I'd like that plus 130 tag. I'm reading on his name. I think that he's the more experienced fighter. He's going to get the job done in a 3-round decision. What do you got? Front kick Fishman.
Yeah, so for this one, I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, Azamat. But then I'm like, nah, hold up real quick. I'm gonna ride with Devin Clark. And because Devin Clark, I mean, one thing's for sure, if you're just a power puncher, you could get beat by Devin Clark. We know that especially if you have a gas problem. Not saying that Azamat has the same gas tank issues as William Knight, but I'm trusting Devin Clark to get this done as one of my underdog picks of this fight card. But yeah, I mean, Azamat definitely has that finishing ability, never been finished, but his record, a little bit, you could say it's slightly padded. He does have a win against Andre Muniz, but I mean, everyone else is not too impressive on that record there. But Devin Clark been in the UFC longer, 7-6. Give me that.
Give me that. Goosey, what do you got?
Devin Clark, baby. I'm going with a lot of the things that you guys said going off. Azamat, my one time I've seen his fight in the UFC, he was down 2-0 going into the 3rd round. And I mean, he was so gassed. He did end up hitting the flying knee. It kind of came out of nowhere, but if he did not hit that knee, we're probably talking about him with one loss and a 30-27 to Tafon Nchukwi. And that would not be the guy that I would take to pick Devin Clark or to beat Devin Clark. You know, I think Devin Clark's able to go out there, push a pace, use the wrestling. And while I don't think the first round is going to go well for him, I think he's really going to have to survive that first round, but sort of eat into that gas tank of Azamat. I think the later that this fight goes, the better it is for Devin Clark. He's the more seasoned guy, and I see him as having more paths to victory because he does have power in his hands. And while Azamat does have a good chin, it's going to be enough to sort of keep him at bay, not allow him to rush in and get the shots that he wants. So I think that combined with the grappling of Devin Clark, it gives him more options in this fight. He's got more experience in the UFC, and that's gonna be my pick in this fight. Give me Devin Clark.
Dana, what do you have?
I'm going to play devil's advocate with this one. I'm going to take Azamat. Devin Clark, I've seen him be controlled on the ground, and we've seen Devin Clark. I want to say he was the guy who got beat up so bad that his teeth were messed up from his gums, like detached, and it was a pretty bad injury he had. But like I said, we've seen Devin Clark be controlled on the ground. He's taken a lot of damage. And I could see this fight just being a boring fight with Azamat getting takedowns on the ground, controlling, maybe even a little wet blanket. So my pick doesn't really matter here, but I'm going to ride with Azamat.
All right. Yes, sir. You are correct. So we are going to move right into the next boot. I feel like we're going to come to a group consensus on this one. We have got GM3, 34-15. Gerald Mearshart, I'm speaking about, coming out against Bruno Silva, 22-7. Middleweight scrap. GM3, man. We all know GM3, that hardcore, loyal, veteran GM3. Now, Bruno Silva is a terrible matchup. Let's just be frank about it. Bruno Silva is a specimen. This guy is strong. This guy is very capable of throwing GM3 off of him in clinch situations. This guy is very capable of landing devastating strikes in clinch situations. And the only opportunity GM3 has to win this fight is getting into clinch situations. So I think Bruno Silva is going to hurt him really badly. And I don't know why the UFC is going to try to do this to him. I don't know what they see in this matchup. The only way Bruno Silva can lose this is if he tries to grapple with Gerald Mearshart. There's no reason to grapple with Gerald Mearshart. Just stand him up and blast his old brain out. Now, if anything else happens, it's simply a mental error for Bruno Silva. He should win this fight. I'm looking at the line right now. Bruno Silva is minus 300. That's a parlay piece. What do you got, Dano?
I'm riding with Bruno Silva. Same thing that you said. Thing with Gerald Mearshart is I feel like he used to be better, right? He's getting older, but just kind of like Paul Craig, jiu-jitsu experts, they're kind of both turning into submission or bust. And I don't think Silva's going to do it, fall into the submissions, but I do think Silva's going to have some pop coming into this fight. And Mearshart, the older he is, chin's not going to hold up as well. Give me Silva.
I see Goosey smirking, so let's go Fishman next on this one.
Yeah, you look at this one and you're like, so many thoughts are going through your head. Bruno Silva is just gonna knock him out. And then you're like, damn, like, but then again, Bruno Silva's been subbed 5 times. And you're like, shit, Mearshart could really do that. But then it's like the fight don't start on the ground. Mearshart's gonna have to get him on the ground, and that's gonna be a tough task to do with Bruno heavy hand Silva coming at you. Fucking hella knockouts. I mean, 22 wins and 19 of them are knockouts. So I mean, if he hits you, you're probably going to sleep. So give me Bruno Silva.
Goosey, what do you have?
I'm gonna pick spit there. I'm gonna pick Bruno Silva. I think, I mean, on the feet, this will be a very bad night for Gerald Mearshart. And on the ground, Bruno Silva has been showing an improving grappling game and a better ability to get up to his feet. Even in the UFC, he's had a fight where he's got taken down 7 times, got up all 7 times, and then ended up getting the 3rd round finish. If Gerald Mearshart's having success, I could see it going that way. But a lot of Gerald Mearshart's success lately has been taking damage and then sort of withstanding it, getting it late, and then being able to use his grappling more effectively. I was smirking earlier, though, because I'm looking at Gerald Mearshart's record. And if you go down, he has a very extensive professional fighting career. He started in 2007 here. And if you look at it, in his second pro fight, he lost to a guy named Jay Ellis. And at the time, Jay Ellis was 3-7. And now Jay Ellis is 16 and 105. So that guy's racked up about 100 L's since he beat Gerald Mearshart. I don't think that really plays into affect this fight, but I just want to throw that out there. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Bruno Silva here, and I think he does clip the chin, and I think more specifically, it's probably a left hook into a little bit of ground and pound for Bruno Silva. So that's what I'm gonna go with, and I think it first or second round.
All right, well, let's move right into the co-main event. We got a spectacle prospect coming out of Glory MMA and David Onama, 10-1. Spectacle. Coming out against the man, Nate Landwehr, 15-4. This guy knows how to wear damage. This guy knows how to come back. This guy knows how to win fights. I mean, this guy is a menace. I mean, sheesh. David Onama, this is a big step up. He's on a 2-fight win streak since he lost to the Kid, the Dragon, Mason Jones. He'll be back. Nate Landwehr, on the other hand, he is coming off a win to Ludovic Klein, who just looked spectacular against the Kid. He'll be back. So, I mean, this is a kind of a toss-up, man. Nate Landwehr, he brings that hard grit wrestling. He can really suffocate fights, nullify guys' offense. But he is known to get sparked early in fights. David Onama, huge for this weight class. He does have pop, like crazy pop. He's mad athletic. I could see him easily getting the job done early in this fight. Am I going to really depend on that, though? I don't think so. I think Nate Landwehr is going to be my pick in this. I think he's the more established guy in the UFC. I think that he's going to be able to get takedowns in this, just like Mason Jones was able to do against him. It's going to be a tough one. Hopefully he can get through round 1, but once he gets through round 1, I could see him really starting to impose his will on the Kid, David Onama, in this fight. So what do you have, Dano?
Nate the Train. I'm not picking Nate the Train in this one, but Nate, he's got some highlights. If you just type in YouTube, Nate Landwehr highlights, he's got some highlights where more of the video is just him screaming in the octagon and hyping himself up than actual highlights. I like Onama, big prospect. Back when Landwehr fought Juicy J, they had a good back and forth, but Juicy J was just too athletic for him and hit him with a brutal flying knee into the fence. I think Onama's athleticism is going to play big here. What makes me nervous is the crowd because, like I said, Landwehr is an emotional dude. The crowd could feed into it and it could really hype him up. But just I got to put faith in Onama. He kind of is just working his way up the rankings, working his way up the card placement. We got him in a co-main with fans. I believe that this is going to be a good scrap, but Onama's just, I don't know if he's like complete yet, but I feel like just his overall game is just going to be too much for Landwehr.
On that P, Goosey, what do you got?
Going with Nate the Train. I think he's a madman. You got the fans in the stands, and they're really gonna feed him and any chin deficiency he might have early. And granted, he could go out there because he's a wild man in the octagon, like through and through. He goes in there and just absolutely brawls. And he could get clipped early. You guys have said it. It's no surprise, but I think he's coming in around plus 200. There's a lot of things that can go wrong for Onama because I did just watch him take a lot of damage in the first round. Be very low on gas. Still did get a submission because the other guy was even lower on gas. But that you don't want to have gas tank issues when you're fighting Nate the Train because he does go in there and push a pace. And if you can't put him away early, it's going to be a long night. He was just able to utilize this game plan against Ludovic Klein, another guy with a lot of power, very athletic. He was able to go in there, wear him out, and then put some damage on him in that second round and ultimately get the finish. So I'm thinking this is a very similar stylistic matchup for him to Ludovic Klein, and probably Ludovic Klein's a little better at this point in their career. I'm not saying that Onama can't get to that level, but right now he's got a lot less experience. Nate the Train has been there, done that a lot more times, and I think he has a lot of value in him in this spot. So give me Nate the Train with the fans behind him in San Diego here.
Let's go, Fishman. What do you got?
Yeah, so this fight, we got Nate and David Onama, but I'm riding with Onama on this one. Onama's just both of them are good strikers, both of them got ground, but Onama, I just feel like he's like in the last fight, he just if it's not going his way standing, he's got that grappling in his back pocket where I don't know, Nate can lay on him, but Onama's could finish him. I feel like he could get a sub off. If not, he could finish him early with the hands. And I feel like Onama has more paths to victory. Nate's just gonna really have to work the pace and just really grind it out cardio wise. And Onama is just, I feel like he's just one step away from a sub or a knockout here or there. So I'm gonna ride with Onama.
Fair plays. Only red flags I have for Onama is that he does, in my eyes, only have one real win in the UFC against Gabriel Benitez, who is an established guy who we already talked about. So that might be valid because he already did beat Garrett Armfield going into that last fight. That was a rematch. So not too much of impressiveness on that. But we're split, so we're gonna have to consult a fifth geek.
Oh yeah, and he's at Glory, bro. He's at Glory, and fucking what's his name? We were just on with G Money, and he was hyping him up. He's with Onama, hyping up Kraus. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with Onama too, for the coaching too.
Yeah, the coaching's a big factor. That is definitely a part. We're moving into the main event, the spectacle of the evening, the Chito Show, baby. 21-7, coming out against Dominic Cruz, 24-3. All right, so Chito, 5 rounds definitely plays to his advantage. the stand-up's gonna be where this gets interesting because Cheeto's not the best wrestler, and he's gonna need to get Dom against the fence. Takedowns would be nice, but I don't see him doing any of that. I think that he's gonna come into this and strike. Dom Cruz, his footwork, he used to be a lot better. Okay, his footwork is fizzling. All right, he tends to stand in front of his opponents a lot more than he used to in his later age. I think Marlon Vera might lose 1-2 processing, but 3, 4, 5 are just going to be him locked and loaded, delivering powerful blows to Dominic Cruz, and we're kind of just going to have to see how much of Dominic Cruz's chin is still alive, because I feel like Cheeto's going to eat a little bit in the first round. It's going to be like fighting a mosquito in a sense, but he'll get the fly catcher and he'll start swatting those puppies out of the way in around 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at a Cheeto late knockout, 4-5. He does have that aggressive nature, so if the fight does seem like it's slipping, he'll flip a switch. He'll get offensive real quick. He's a dog. He's the boy. He's gonna cash tickets. So that's who I got. Fishman, what do you got?
Yeah, this fight it's kind of dope because I love both these guys. Dom getting towards the end of his career here, 37 years old. Cheeto at a 29 years old. And I mean, Cheeto, you know, he's lethal on the ground. He's got great stand up. He can out Rob Font. And I mean, like you said, might start off slow, but one thing with Cheeto is at the end of the fight, you go watch that Rob Font fight. Cheeto looks like there's not a scratch on his face, bro. And it's just like this dude knows how to just stay out of range. When we were talking to Victor Henry earlier, like I feel like he has that concept down to where he's not absorbing the full impact of these blows, and he delivers full impact on the blows. You look at Rob Font, he was beat up after that fight, bro. He was messed up. And Cheeto's very patient. He waits and he knows where to pick his strikes, pick them apart, bro. I mean, but yeah, Dom definitely not a pushover, but Cheeto's got this, bro. And the fact that it's a 5-round fight just plays into him even more.
Let's go. Goosey, what do you got?
So I was a little bit back and forth, but now I'm pretty confident, pretty confident that Chito Vera is going to get this one done. He's lucky Shana. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's gonna. I think this is a good matchup for him. He's definitely fighting an older Dom Cruz, a guy that has taken his damage over his career, and we're starting to see the back end of that. And he hasn't had the fall off yet, but I'm seeing signs that it's getting close. You know, not only the age is getting up there, but he's taken years off because of damage he's taken, injuries that he's had to heal up. We saw up until the Cody Garbrandt fight in 2016, he had never been knocked down in the UFC. Now in 3 out of 4 fights since then, he's been knocked down. And he got knocked down twice badly his last fight out. Like the lights shut off, eyes open, where am I? Okay, I'm in the fight still. And he was able to recover from that, but I think fighting Pedro Munoz is a little bit different than fighting Chito Vera at this point in their career. Dom Cruz said he's been sparring 8 rounds. Like he usually will do 4 for a 3-round fight. He's been sparring 8 rounds a session now, which just tells me that he's going to go in there with already a little bit of damage done, because you're going 8 rounds of sparring session for an older guy. That's just a lot on his body. And I think Cheeto's going to find the chin. I could see him getting the drop and sub personally. Because he's just a dog. He goes in there, he's going to get his damage off. You know, whether he goes in there, has the best fight, not his best fight, he's going to put damage on you. He's going to hurt you. And I think an older guy in Dom Cruz's position, he needs it to be a cleaner fight on his end to get the win. So Cheeto, probably by finish. And if Dom Cruz walks in there with ankle braces on, put your house on Cheeto, because he's not winning the fight. Dom Cruz walks in there, clean ankles, everything. I mean, he's got a chance. He might be able to dance for 3 rounds and get the decision. But I think other than that, Chito's going to make it look good this weekend.
Dano.
Yeah, clean sweep, boys. I'm riding with Cheeto too. You guys have sung all the praises for him. One thing about Dom Cruz is I believe he's got 71% striking defense, which is absolutely nuts. But like Goosey said, he's been getting knocked down in his fights ever since he fought the old goat Cody No Love with the disco dancing on him. He's just been different. And another thing about Cheeto is he is. Oh, let me reset that. Another thing about Cheeto is just like he does damage when he lands, like Fish was saying. And if Dom Cruz is gonna hit him, that means he's gonna be in range for Cheeto to hit back. And Cheeto's a big, lanky guy with good range. And Cheeto is a weight bully. He's a big dude. I don't think Cruz is gonna be that big in there. I think Cheeto's gonna be noticeably bigger. And when his shots land, it's gonna make an impact. I could see Cruz getting bloodied up going into those later rounds, get some elbows, get some knees, get some front kicks, get some just crazy stuff from Cheeto. And Cheeto's a bad dude. He's one of those guys who's been in the UFC for a while, right? Working his way up, boom, boom, boom. Now we're main eventing. So it's looking good for Cheeto, man. It's gonna be tough to see Cruz, especially if he gets knocked out. I'm a fan of Cruz. A lot of people are. He's a good dude, but tough fight for him.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, I'm looking for Cheeto to really chop at those legs early, really take away from that movement of Dom Cruz. Once that movement dissolves, it's freaking game on, baby. It's a night at Topgolf, one would say. So that's gonna wrap up the picks. Got a little bit of condolences, Goosey.
Yeah. Leandro Lowe tragically passed away this week, the jiu-jitsu legend in Brazil. So definitely sad about that, but RIP.
RIP. And those are the picks. Those are the selections. Catch us on the Geek Sheet on Instagram. We got big interviews dropping. We just interviewed Victor Henry. We got Maki Patolo tomorrow. Torres Finney coming off a big knockout first round. Oh, we got tons coming, baby. Stay tuned. Geeks to the moon. We're out.